controlled chaos here. I believe that soon, within the next year, destroyable space stations will be in No Man's Sky. I want to go over the reasons why I think this, and you guys feel free to comment down below on your thoughts as you're watching this. So, first off, the first hint coming out about this is the fact that they started putting in destroyable freighters. These are the big ships that we can destroy. It originally started with the Interceptor update and being able to destroy the Sentinel freighters. And then they went even further with the Echoes update and adding in the Dreadnought for the pirates and things like that. And with that being done, that was destroyable too. Plus, you'd also see the freighters being destroyed if you couldn't destroy the Dreadnought freighter. That adds in one chunk, but there's still another chunk that makes me think about this, and that chunk is hidden in the files for a while. We've known about this, is that they're working up new looking space stations for us. And when I look at these space stations, they're very modular built, just like the spaceships are and things like that. And so with having them modularly built, it makes it easier to have that break apart effect happen, because they can literally just say, oh, okay, well, we'll have these parts detach when the explosion happens. Done. There's more to that than just that though, and it's the fact that they can go through and take the model and break it apart even further. And so they'll have the finished model as a 3D modeler, and what they'll do is they'll create new points and break pieces apart and then fill in those parts and create the textures for those. Any good 3D modeler is able to do that. I've done it on multiple projects myself. And the way this works is when they have that explosion, they basically tell the program tells the system, okay, get rid of that old model, replace it with this new model that's the same model but with all the broken parts fixed together to look like the original model, and then they add in physics programming to push that all out in a way. And that's sort of how they do the Dreadnought explosions. When the Dreadnought explodes, you get all that flash and bang that happens, and at that same time that that's happening, it's swapping out the model and putting in the model of the one that breaks apart. And then physics is basically saying, okay, scatter the pieces with force. And that's how we're getting the Dreadnoughts falling apart. And the Dreadnoughts, I think, was the very first experimentation with this. Will this work? Will No Man's Sky be able to handle this? Because it did, and it looks really good, and you don't notice the swapping of models or anything like that, I believe they can move this up, ramp this up, and do space stations. And I think there's a direction that they're going with this and the whole entire thing. And there's more that they're planning on doing with this. I think they're building up to adding in more of the promised features that are still missing from the game. So we still have time for this. And the reason why I'm saying it's going to take maybe a years. Yeah, those models are in there. Yeah, the proven test is there. But they might be working on the interior of these spaceships. They may be working on other ideas such as player-controlled space stations and us being able to create our own space stations, just like how we can create our own staff multi-tools. And going along that lines, I think they're taking that part too, and that's the direction I think they're going with the new space stations. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're not subscribed. Have a great day.